Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Good morning, everyone. It's 2 minutes early. Haribol. Thank you very much for joining this beautiful morning. Thank you for the spiritual warriors who joined today and make our journey successful. Chanting in Bhandirvan, a beautiful forest, one of the 12 forests of Vrindavan. Actually, in the Brajamandala Parikrama, this is the 9th forest that we are now visiting. So those spiritual warriors who made our journey successful today was Neha Mataji, Murli Manohar Prabhu, Shrika and Pankaj Gupta, Advait Chandra Prabhu, Satyabhama Devi Dasi, Atulya Devi Dasi, Ranga Devi Dasi, Divya, Girivardhari Prabhu, Shuman Singh Mataji, Hanuman Prabhu, Parameshwari Devi Dasi, Syamalela Devi Dasi, Taruni Radha Devi Dasi, Manani Mataji, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Raghav Chaitanya Prabhu, Gopal Hari Prabhu, Sritala Priya Devi Dasi, and Sachinandan Krishna Prabhu, Kasturi Manjari Mataji, Sistastika Devi Dasi, Anjul Sati, Patit Pavan Prabhu, Manmatha Anand Prabhu, Sundari Radha Mataji, Sugandhraj Prabhu, Aradhana Devi Dasi, Srinivas Acharya Prabhu, Leela Manjari Devi Dasi, Amal Atman Prabhu, Prafulanand Madhav and Sripad Lalita Devi Dasi with their beautiful daughter Akshata, Prasanna Vishaka Mataji, Murli Mohan Prabhu and Sakti Mata Devi Dasi, Lata Mataji, Rajesh Prabhu, Parmanand Hari Prabhu, Nandan Priya Mataji, Saman Panchal Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Ravi Pipilia Prabhu, Govinda Gita Devi Dasi, Abhay Prabhu, Sarvatarak Prabhu, Priyanka Mataji, Nisham Sharma Prabhu, Rukmini Priya Devi Dasi, Rati Vilas Devi Dasi, Nritya Gauranga Prabhu, Rohit Mishra Prabhu, Saraswati Devi Dasi, Tulsi Priyan Jai Govinda Prabhu, Rajendra Prabhu, Shumitra Radha Mataji, Devendra Krishna Prabhu, and also their daughter Saloni, Janki Kant Prabhu, Labanga Latika Mataji, Tapti Ghosh Mataji, Pandurang Devdas Prabhu, Damodarati Mataji, Ganga Mataji, Shri Kumar Prabhu, Pranad Gopal Prabhu, Radha Prem Devi Dasi, Vraj Vinod Prabhu and Anand Vinodeni Devi Dasi, Kishore Krishna Prabhu, and also Amani Radha Devi Dasi, Yugal Priti Devi Dasi, Nandini, Namapriya Devi Dasi, Prathamesh Patel Prabhu, Radha Seva Devi Dasi, Shrikant Survase Prabhu, Raman Krishna Prabhu and Leela Mangal Devi Dasi, Swedi Prabhu, Radhe, Raja Ramdas Prabhu, Yuva Shri and Sudarshan Prabhu, Srinivas Charan Prabhu, Namanand Prabhu, Prem Vinodini Mataji, Anand Leela Mataji, Priya Kishori Devi Dasi, Bhadra Bharti Mataji, Shreya Devi Dasi, Rati Prabhu, Neeraj Srivastu Prabhu, Uttam Bhakta Prabhu, Vallabhi Mataji, Sankari Khor Devi Dasi, Bhakti Priya Devi Dasi, Sujata, Leelavati Devi Dasi, Sudhir Krishna Prabhu, Sakhi Saran Devi Dasi, Madan Mohan Kundu Prabhu, Rukmini Priya Devi Dasi, Kanta Mataji, सर्वशक्ति देवी दासी, बालाजी प्रभु, अद्वैत प्रभु, कमल प्रिया माता जी, माधवी गोपी माता जी, कामिनी प्रिया माता जी, रसाकिता प्रभु एंड आनंद राधिका माता जी, अरविंद प्रभु एंड प्रियंका माता जी, गदाधर चंद्र प्रभु, तुलसी गेमर प्रभु, रवि पमार्थी, रक्षा, शर्मिष्ठा साही माता जी, अभय चरण प्रभु, सुकृति देवीदासी, संजय सिजापल्ले, हरि कीर्तन चौहान, श्याम सुंदर प्रभु, हरि कथा देवीदासी, रुक्मती देवीदासी, अमित एंड प्रेम प्रिया पद्मा माता जी, मनोज कपूर प्रभु, राधा चरण प्रभु, सुंदरी लीला देवीदासी, रश्मि माता जी, लेखा माता जी, कमलेश डिंगरा माता जी, कारुण्य मूर्ति माता जी, थानेश्वर प्रभु, आशीष खन्ना, विशाल भोला, संदीप प्रभु दीदन जॉय, सची माता देवीदासी, जयंती कोंगवे जॉय, रूपिनी पद्मा देवीदासी, दिनेश प्रभु जॉइन, हरिबो, पीताम्बर प्रिया प्रभु, रेखा माता जी, राधा वल्लभ प्रभु, सदा लक्ष्मी देवीदासी, प्रिया शक्ति देवीदासी, and also first time Ajit Singh Prabhu joined. Hope that Prabhu can join regularly. So let's hear, if I have missed someone's name, please forgive me. Let's hear the wonderful song before we will read the Krishna book. Hare Krishna.
गौरांगा करुणा करो दीनहीन जने गौरांगा करुणा करो दीनहीन जने मोक्षमा तीत प्रभु नहीं त्रिभुवने मोक्षमापतित प्रभु नहीं त्रिभुवने धन्ते तृणधारी गौर डाकी है तुम्हारे धन्ते तृणधारी गौर डाकी है तुम्हारे कृपा कोरी येशो अमार हृदय मंदिरे कृपा कोरी येशो अमार हृदय मंदिरे যদি দয়া না করিবে পতিত দেখিয়া যদি দয়া না করিবে পতিত দেখিয়া পতিত পাবন নাম কিসেরা লাগিয়া পতিত পাবন নাম কিসেরা লাগিয়া पड़ेছি বাবা তুফানে নাহিকা নিস্তার পড়েছি বাবা তুফানে নাহিকা নিস্তার শ্রীচরণ তরণী ধানে दासे कर पार श्री चरण तरनी धाने दासे कर पार श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दासे रनुदास श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु दासे रनुदास प्रार्थना करो ये सदा नरोत्तम दास प्रार्थना करो ये सदा नरोत्तम दास श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
Thank you very much, Saman Prabhu, for playing a wonderful song. So we will be continue reading the Krishna book. I'll read just the one paragraph that we read yesterday. Thus, expanding himself as the boys and the cubs in their individual capacities, and surrounded by such expansions of himself, Krishna entered the village of Vrindavan, and the residents has no knowledge of what had happened. After entering the village, Vrindavan, all the cows entered their respective cow sheds, and the boys also went to their respective mothers and homes. So we will continue reading. The mothers of the boys heard the vibration of their flutes before their entrance, and to receive them, they came out of their homes and embraced them. And this time, they are embracing none different than Krishna. And out of maternal affection, milk was flowing from their breasts, and they allowed the boys to drink it. However, their offering was not exactly to the boys, but to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who had expanded himself into such boys. This was another chance for all the mothers of Vrindavan to feed the Supreme Personality Godhead with their own milk. Therefore, Lord Krishna gave not only the Yashoda a chance of feeding him, but this time he gave the chance to all these elderly gopis. All the boys began to deal with their mother as usual, and the mothers also, on the approach of evening, began to bathe their respective children, decorate them with tilak and ornaments, and give them necessary food after the day's labor. The cows also, who were away in the pasturing ground, returned in the evening and began to call their respective calls. And the calls immediately came to their mothers, and mothers began to lick the bodies of the cows. These relations between the cow and the gopis with their calls and the boys remain unchanged. Although actually the original cows and the boys were not there. Actually the cows' affections for their calls and the elderly gopis' affection for the boys causelessly increased. Their affection increased naturally, even though the cows and the boys were not their offspring. Although the cows and elderly gopis of the Vrindavan had greater affections for Krishna than for their own offspring after this incident. Their affection for their offspring increased exactly as it did for Krishna. For 1 year continually, Krishna himself expanded as the cows and the cowherd boys and was present in the pasturing ground. As it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's expansion is situated in everyone's heart as the super soul. Similarly, instead of expanding himself as the super soul, he expanded himself as a portion of the cows and the cowherd boys for 1 continuous year. One day, when Krishna, along with Balram, was maintaining the cows in the forest, they saw some cow grazing on the top of the Govardhan hill. The cow could see down into the valley where the cows were being taken care of by the boys. Suddenly, on sighting their calls, the cow began to run toward them. They leaped downhill with joined front and rear legs. The cows were so melted with affection for the cows that they did not care about the rock path from the top of the Govardhan hill down to the pasturing ground. They forget everything. They began to approach the cows with their milk bag full of milk, and they raised their tail upward. Shows how jubilant they were. When they were coming down the hill, their milk bags was pouring milk on the ground everywhere. Out of intense maternal affections for the cows. Although they were not their own cows, these cows has their own cows, and the cows that were grazing beneath Govardhan hill were larger. They were not expected to drink milk directly, from the milk bag, but were satisfied with the grass. Yet all the cows came immediately and began to lick their bodies. And the cows also began to suck milk from the milk bags. There appeared to be a great bondage of affection between the cows and the cows. When the cows were running down from the top of the Govardhan hill, the men who were taking care of them tried to stop them. Elderly cows are taken care of by the men, and the cows are taken care by the boys. And as far as possible, the cows are kept separate from the cows, so that the cows do not drink all the available milk. Therefore, the men who were taking care of the cows on the top of the Govardhan hill tried to stop them, but they failed. Baffled by their failure, they were feeling ashamed and angry. They were very unhappy. But when they came down and saw their children taking care of the cows, they all of a sudden became very affectionate toward the children. It was very astonishing. Although the men came down disappointed, baffled, and angry, as soon as they saw their own children, their heart melted with great affections. At once, their anger, dissatisfaction, and unhappiness disappeared. So if you want to get rid of this anger, dissatisfaction, and unhappiness, which is haunting us at every moment, we should take complete shelter and keep close association with the Lord Sri Krishna. They began to show parental love for the children, and with great affection, they lifted them in their arms and embraced them. They began to smell the children's heads and enjoy their company with great happiness. This is how the elderly receive the children, by smelling their head. After embracing the children, the men again took the cows back to the top of the Govardhan hill. Along the way, they began to think of their children, and affectionate tears fell from their eyes. This is something that shows that once they meet with them, they always remember their activities. So their presence always remain in their mind and heart. This is the way to remember. When Balram saw this extraordinary exchange of affection between the cows and their cows, and between the fathers and their children, when neither the cows nor the children needed so much care, he began to wonder why this extraordinary thing happened. He was astonished to see all the residents of Vrindavan so affectionate for their own children, exactly as they had been for Krishna. Similarly, the cow had grown affections for the cows as much as for Krishna. We cannot have the same affection and love for Krishna as we have for our family member. And this simple pastime teaches us that how we can convert that love, that we will be still able to love our children nicely if we have the love for Krishna. And if we don't have the love for Krishna, then so-called love is very limited and temporary. Similarly, the cow have grown affectionate for their cows as much as for Krishna. And Balram therefore concluded that the extraordinary show of affection was something mystical. either performed by the demigods or by some powerful man. Otherwise, how could this wonderful change take place? He concluded that this mystical change must have been caused by Krishna. Balram knows it can only happen by the mercy of Krishna, whom Balram considered his worshipable personality of Godhead. He thought for a moment, quote, "It was arranged by Krishna, and even I could not check its mystic power," unquote. Thus Balram understood that all those boys and cows were only expansion of Krishna. Balram inquired from Krishna about the actual situation. Balram said, quote, "My dear Krishna, in the beginning I thought that all these cows and the cowherd boys were either great sages and saintly persons or demigods. But at the present it appears that they are actually your expansion.
Prabhuji, we are not able to hear
Yourself
you.
as the cows." Haribo?
Prabhuji, for a few seconds we were not able to hear you, but you are audible now.
Oh, I see. Okay. But at the present, it appears that they are actually your expansions. They are all you. You yourself are playing as the cows and boys. What is the mystery of these situations? Where have those other cows and boys has gone? And why are you expanding yourself as the cows and the boys? Will you kindly tell me what is the cause? Unquote. At the request of Balram, Krishna briefly explained the whole situation, how the cows and the boys were stolen by Brahma, and how he was concealing the incident by expanding himself so people would not know that the original cows and the boys were missing. So while Krishna and Balram were talking, Balram returned after a moment's interval, according to the duration of his life. We have information of Lord Brahma's duration of life from the Bhagavad Gita, 1,000 times the duration of the 4 ages, or 4,300,000 times 1,000 comprise Brahma's 12 hours. Similarly, 1 moment of Brahma is equal to 1 year of our solar calculations. So after 1 moment of Brahma's calculation, Brahma came back to see the fun caused by his stealing the boys and the cows. But he was also afraid that he was playing with fire. Krishna was his master, and he had played mischief for fun by taking away his cows and the boys. He was really anxious, so he did not stay away very long. He came back after a moment of his calculation. In our calculation, is 1 year passed by. So he saw that all the boys, cows, and the cows were playing with Krishna in the same way as when he had come upon them. Although he was confident that he had taken them and made them lie down asleep under the spell of his mystic power. Brahma began to think, quote, "All the boys, cows, and the cows were taken away by me, and I know they are still sleeping. How is it that a similar batch of cows, boys and cows, are playing with Krishna?" Is it that they are not influenced by any mystic power? Have they been playing continually for 1 year with Krishna? Unquote. So Brahma tried to understand who they were and how they were influenced by the mystic power. But he could not ascertain it. In other words, he himself came under the spell of his own mystic power. The influence of his mystic power appeared like snow in darkness or the glowworm in the daytime. During the night's darkness, the glowworm can show some glittering power, and the snow piled up on the top of a hill or on the ground can shine during the daytime. But at night, the snow has no silver glitter, nor does the glowworm has any illuminating power during the daytime. Similarly, when the small mystic power exhibited by Brahma was before the mystic power of Krishna, it was just like a snow or the glowworm. What a wonderful comparison, huh? When a man of small mystic power wants to show potency in the presence of a greater mystic power, he diminishes his own influence. He does not increase it. Even a great personality like Brahma, when he wanted to show his mystic power before Krishna, became ludicrous. Brahma was thus confused about his own mystic power. So in order to convince Brahma, 650, in order to convince Brahma that all those cows, boys and the cows were not the original ones. They were playing with Krishna, transformed into Vishnu forms. Actually, the original ones were sleeping under the spell of Brahma's mystic power. But the present ones, seen by Brahma, were all immediate expansion of Krishna or Vishnu. Vishnu is the expansion of Krishna, so the Vishnu forms appeared before Brahma. All the Vishnu forms were of bluish color and dressed in yellow garments. All of them had 4 hands decorated with club, disc, lotus flower, and conch shell. And on the heads were glittering golden jewel helmets, and they were bedecked with pearls and earrings and garlanded with beautiful flowers. On their chest was the mark of Srivastava. Their arms were decorated with armlets and other jewelry. Their necks were smooth, just like the conch shell, and their legs were decorated with bells. Their waist decorated with golden bells, and their fingers decorated with the jewel rings. Brahma also saw that upon the whole body of Lord Vishnu, fresh tulsi buds were thrown, beginning from his lotus feet up to the top of the head. Another significant feature of the Vishnu form was that all of them were looking transcendently beautiful. Their smiling resembled the moonshine, and their glancing resembled the early rising of a sun. Just by their glancing, they appeared as the creator and maintainers of the modes of ignorance and passion. Vishnu represents the mode of goodness. So Brahma represents the mode of passion, and Lord Shiva represents the mode of ignorance. Therefore, as maintainer of everything in the cosmic manifestation, Vishnu is also the creator and maintainer of Brahma and Lord Shiva. 653. The next paragraph is really long. I don't think that we will be able to finish the whole paragraph, so we will stop here. And with this remembrance of these wonderful pastimes, that if he really wants to love our family member, we must love Lord Sri Krishna. And also, we see that if we will love Krishna, everything that we see and perceive will look so gorgeous, even this material world. As the Acharya says that when we visit the Vrindavan now, with the material eyes, the trees are, looking without even the leaves dry out. But if we keep this scriptural vision, then we can see the whole trees is full with all these jewels and ornaments and beautiful stones. I was reading in the Vrindavan Gopal Champu that described the trees in Vrindavan. It's so gorgeous, it's so shining effulgence. And when Krishna feels too much light, then all these gems automatically become dark. So no reflection of light comes. Everything works under the will of Krishna. Even the trees want to give full satisfaction to the divine couple. So in Vrindavan, as long as we see even the small creatures, we may not be able to understand their activity, but the whole life is for one purpose, to pleasing Krishna. If we have the divine vision, we can see all these activities is sublime. And that's the reason Prabhupada says that even if you see some Brajvasi smoking cigarette, we should not keep a vision in our heart that they are fallen. They are just taking the birth to return home back to Godhead. That's what it happened. Wherever the pastime is happening, they take the last chance. And then they go back and enjoy in the eternal pastimes of the divine couple. So, and also we see that when they leave one place, they always meditate on this place. They remember the activity, they remember the pastimes, and that's how even the Krishna live more years than the Vrindavan. The Brajvasis were actually internally were very jubilant and happy in the separation from Krishna. And that's what our Acharya is teaching us, to create the sense of feeling in our heart that in the separation also we should remain very jubilant and happy if we have the right consciousness and right understanding. So with those thoughts, always remain happy, jubilant, and totally fearless. And whoever you come across, give them a kind word that their life also becomes successful. With those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the dusk of wonderful devotees who joined so early in the morning. I was just, chatting with Suman Singh. Mataji is joining, right around 2 o'clock. And she was saying that she took the vow that she will join. And she wrote me that, Prabhuji, it is not that easy. When we take the vow, we think that we will carry over. But with my 2 children, it's a challenge. And I was so melted in my heart seeing the determination. She just stayed there, whole time. Today, I think something happened that she has to leave early, but that shows the determinations, that how determined we need to be. I think she set a very good example with the mothers who have a children and they use the excuse for the children. And we can find some Matajis that they can handle it. Glorious life. So with those thoughts, I would like to offer my humble obeisances to the devotees who joined from Aurora, Illinois, Carltondale, India, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, Boston, Boise, Atlanta, Tempe, Phoenix, Austin, College Station, San Jose, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago, Naperville, Philadelphia, Charlotte, Baltimore, Baton Rouge. Sarvatarak Prabhu has joined from Mayapur or wherever he is in the Bangladesh, or visiting Brajadam, who knows, Portland, Dhaka, Orlando, Alachua, Jacksonville, Ohio, St. Louis, New Delhi, Loganville, Badrinath. So we will continue our chanting, and I think sometime Krishnas make the arrangement that during the weekdays he give you a day off by creating some bad weather, so everything is shut down today, giving an opportunity to chant one more extra hours to really absorb in chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. As we chant more and more, my realization is real chanting happen after 40 rounds, or real happiness and real attachment comes when we start chanting very clearly, distinctly. It takes after that 6-7 years to really relish the holy name. So we should know that how sincere we have to become, because we don't know. My God, Brother Harivallabh Prabhu was telling me yesterday that, Prabhu, you are always right